Online students, am I audible? Online students, am I audible? Is the voice clear? Okay. Okay. Fine. So last class, we have been talking on HTML helpers, right? Okay. What did we learn? Um, we have a class called as HTML helper class, and inside of the class, there are a set of methods. What we call them as helper methods, and we can call these helper methods for creating the controls. Yes, we have already tested, we have already used it, how to work with the helper methods in the last session. MVC UI designing, right? Yeah, we talked about the helper methods also. Before we talk about the helper methods, let me show you one more example today, like how to create a form by using HTML helpers only. So we'll see one more example with HTML helpers. Okay, last class we tried an employee now. Okay, previous example, we tried an employee. Now I want to try a student, guys. I want to write code. I want to create a form for adding a new student. Is that clear? I want to write code for adding a new student. Okay, then what you require to do first, identify the attributes of a student, and you require to define a class now. You require to define a class representing a student. So let's start from there. Let us start defining a class representing a student. So first step, what you need to do? Models, add a class. Student is the model class. Now define the attributes for the student now. So I want to represent these attributes for the student. ID, name, class, gender, fees, address. So I want to represent all these attributes: ID, name, class, gender, fees, and address. These are all the attributes what I just wanted to define to represent our student entity. Okay, now? Fine. First step done. Second, let me add a controller. What controller? Student controller. Student controller. And here I want to write the two methods. What is it? Get method, post method. So HTTP get, sorry, HTTP get public view result and student return view, and also HTTP post public view result. I'm using the same name, but guys, if you use the same name, compulsory Parameters should vary. Yes or not? Compulsory or parameters should vary. Otherwise, it's an error. If this is the scenario, if your parameters are not varying, then computer names would change. That's just only two examples. Previous example, same names are used. Parameters vary. In the yesterday's example, parameters are not mismatching. Parameters are same. So that's why I changed the names. One is login, one is validate. But now both the names are add student. And here what you do? Student. As your student. Student. Oh. Using MVC UI designing dot models. Yeah. So what you're doing here is return view. Okay, return view. What to write in the add student post we'll see. First, let us design a view for add student. Let's design a view for add student.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, we'll design a view for the add student now. Right click, add view, add student. At the rate HTML dot at the rate using HTML dot begin form. Do I need to specify any values? Means any of these things, controller name, action method name, method, post or get. Do I need to give them? No. Reason, by default it will go back to add student only, so no need to specify it. And second thing, the default method is post. The default method is post. Because the default method is post, you don't require to specify anything at all there. Is that clear? You don't require to specify anything at all here. Simply add using HTML.begin form, and you can just start writing the code for creating a form now. What do you want to create? A label first. And I want to create a label first. Already last class I explained you how to create a label. HTML.label student ID. Below this, a text box for entering a student ID. Observe. HTML.textbox ID. Next, again, label for name and the text box. Name and text box. Okay. Next, a label for class. A label for class. Now, guys, listen. For class, I want a drop-down list. What I want? Drop-down list. I just expecting a drop-down list here. So, how do you create a drop-down list? HTML dot drop-down list. When using this drop-down list, when you're using this drop-down list, guys, remember here. Actually, it has different attributes. One, name. What is the name? Class only, na? Class only, na? Text about name, ID, same. Now also class, comma. Second one, option label. What is the option label? The option label is to tell select. Array, it's a drop-down list here. In the drop-down list, also show me some label now. Select class. Are you getting me? Next. See this, listen. This is different. What it takes? Name. Second one, IEnumerable means, so wherever you see IEnumerable, read it as list. Wherever you see IEnumerable, read it as list. IEnumerable is a parent of your list. Just like all classes are inheriting from object. So every class is an object now. So all collections inherit from IEnumerable. So read it as a list. List of select list items, object HTML attributes. Now option label is not there. Array, different overloads, guys. Let's see the next overload. What is the next overload? Again, name, IEnumerable, optional label. Means I want to use this method, guys. In the first one, name. Second one, I need to pass a list here. Third one, optional label is here. So leave it. And in the second case, I want to use what? A list. What list, sir? Array, a drop down list should contain values. Na? You have a drop down list empty. Drop down list should come with values now. What values you want? I want class to select from 1 to 10 now. I want the class to be selected from 1 to 10. And you can add that in the form of a list. Are you getting me or not? You can add this in the form of a list. A list of which type? Watch here. Select list item type. What it takes, what you want to add is secondary. What it takes is important. What it takes, select list item. So how should I create this list of select list item? Means first list of int. Okay. Li is equals to new. I want to create a list now. List of int li is equals to new list of int. I'm just going to create a list like this. Oh, sorry. List of int. So let's create a list like this now. Okay. Now, in this, what do you want? You want to set up classes now. Array, can I use a curly braces and can I assign the values? First, I created a list now. First, I created a list. What it contains? A set of integer values. A set of integer values. Now, in the second step, what I require to create is I require to create a select list item. What is it? Select list item. Not, not select list items. Select list items are list items. Select list only. I'm sorry. There's a class called select list. Items is equals to new select list. And see the constructor. What the constructor is taking? Again, a list. What we taking? A list of items. Here I can pass li. So what happens is, listen, first you are creating a list of integer. And now the list of integer is converting into list of select list items. List of this class, what class? Select list will automatically create you a list of select list items for you. If I create the instance of this class, what will it do? It will create you a list of select list items. Now pass items here. Once again, I'm telling you, you have a doubt here. What is the doubt? Sir, can't I pass li here? No, you cannot pass li here. It doesn't take list of integers there. What it takes? List of select list items is what it takes. Did you understand me or not? Say, a method takes an integer. You cannot pass a string for that now. Yes or not? Same way, this method takes what? List of select list items. List of select list item. How to create it? You are going to create it by using a class called select list. This class will internally create you a list of select list items. And for that, you are adding the values in the list of integer. So first, this list should be added to select list. And now this select list should be provided here. Now what happens? The drop down will contain all the 10 values. And the default selection will be select class. If I don't use this, what happens? One will be selected by default. Array, how can you select one by default? So I'm just going to give a caption to the user. What is it? Select class. So run and see how it looks. See that You got a drop down there. You got the values. And the default value, select class. If I don't set that, by default, it will be selecting of 1. So without that, I'm just giving an optional label called as select class. And here you have the list. Is that clear? So what we created now? A drop down. Yesterday we created only text boxes here. That's why it's only today a drop down. What next? Just a minute. Gender. Gender should be a radio button. Gender should be a radio button. It should be a radio button. Okay. Guys, do you remember this? When you're learning your HTML classes, your teacher have taught you this point. What is it? When I'm using radio buttons in HTML, each radio button is independent of itself. But under gender, I want to use 2 radio buttons and one should be selected from that. How many? 1. If you want one should be selected, your teacher might have taught you all these controls should have the same name. All the controls should have the same name. You have 10 radio buttons. All these 10 should come under one category. Then should have the same name. In C#, we add them by on a separate container. When you learn C# Windows Forms, how do we do that? We use separate containers for that. But when you come to HTML, what do you require to do? You require to do the same name. 3 radio buttons in one category, 3 radio buttons under one category. The first 3 radio buttons should have one name. The next 3 radio buttons should have one name. So these 3 becomes one group and these 3 becomes another group. Are you clear? Okay, that is how you should just do it. So if you guys are just wanted to create just a minute. Okay. Watch. I just wanted to create a radio buttons. Guys, observe how to create. Label sender. Next, radio button sender. Name, see, name is same for both now. The name is same for both now. And what is this? This is the value that we submitted to the server, not the value to display. Understand me? You select this radio button. What it submits to server? Male. If you select this radio button, what it submits to server? Female. What is this? This is the display text. This is the display text. And remember, inside a C# block, if at all you want to write a static text, you are required to either use a text tag or @:. Yes or not? Say, if I don't use this, let me remove this, guys. If I don't use this, you will see radio buttons, but you won't see any text for them now. In HTML also, if you want to give a text, how do you give? Beside the radio button, you should type it now. Directly you cannot give. See, the 2 radio buttons are there. You go to view page source. Here, it will show you the 2 radio buttons here. What is showing you? Input ID is equals to gender, name is equals to, type is equals to radio, value is equals to, but value won't be shown on the screen. In HTML also, go and check yourself. After the input type radio, in the last you should type the text what you want to see. Yes or not? Here also it is the same process. I need to type the text what I want to see. How to type? Here I want to see male. But under C#, you cannot write static text. If you want to write static text, what to do? Text tag is one option. A waste of time. Simple option. @column. @column male. @column female. Save. Got it. Clear? You got the radio buttons created. Now you created the radio buttons here. Okay. Fine. What next field? Please. These 2 are normal text boxes only now. This is a text box. Address is a text area. Address is a text area. Okay, let's create one text box and one text area. Okay, look, guys. Creating a text box for fees. Okay, then create a text area for address. I'm getting a text area for address. Okay, what are the attributes I'm using for a text area? First attribute, name. Second attribute, any default value you want. In the text box, you want to say any default value? No, empty string. Number of rows, number of columns. Number of rows and number of columns. Unfortunately, there is a overload which takes 5 parameters here. There is an overload which takes 5 parameters. The first one is HTML attributes. But I don't want to pass any HTML attributes now. That's why left empty. So can't we leave it? Or if the method takes 5 parameters, we pass 5 values now. That is why even though I don't want, I put it as a new off and left it empty string there. Okay. Now this is going to create you a text area there. Okay now. And in the bottom, let me add it to buttons. And button adding code, I already said you in the last class, it's the same old code. So guys, you can observe all the things from the top again. Just a minute. Yeah. First, label and text box for ID. Next, label and text box for name. Next, label and a drop down. For drop down, we are writing all this code. If to simplify this, guys, to simplify this, you're passing a li now. In the place of li, directly write off. We can delete this. Select list items is equals to new select list of new list of int and pass all the values to it. Okay, and directly pass it. Now this is creating a drop down. Next, radio buttons. Next, text box. Next, text area. So what are the parameters it takes? Name, default value, number of rows, number of columns, and HTML attributes. But I don't want any HTML attributes. Unfortunately, I don't have a method which takes 4 parameters. There is a method which takes 5. That is why I just left it empty. Then I have 2 buttons. Save it and refresh. Yes, that's right. You want to try Bootstrap? You can try Bootstrap. Last day I said you how to use Bootstrap. You can try the Bootstrap. And now when you click on the save button, where it goes? Add student again. Where it goes here? Add student. So guys, let us come to here. Now tell me, when I click on the submit, all the values comes into the student or not? Enter the values, guys. 101. Some name. Okay, class 5. Gender male. Fees some 60,000. Address Hyderabad. Something. Click on the save. That's what I said to you. A more number of attributes. This is the correct way to read it now. When a more number of attributes, this is the correct way to read it. Our text box name is SID. Second text box name is name. Third text box name is, third one, drop down list. Drop down list name is class. Our radio button names are gender. Both are gender only. But what you selected, that only will come now. What came? Male. If female is selected, female will come. And our address text box is address, and fees text box name is fees. If you change the names, these values will not come here now. Are you getting me? Okay, just observe it. Observe. I wanted to change the names now. Let's go to the studio. Here, I'm giving a different name. Name mismatching. Name is mismatching. Click on address did not load. Address did not load now. That's what I said. You check these names correctly. Values not coming. What you require to verify whether I used the names correctly or not. That's what you require to verify. Understood my point? Okay, and see the beauty of MVC name mapping system. The MVC name mapping system will automatically map the values with the corresponding corresponding controls based on the names of the controls. If you correct the names, automatically these values will come and fall under your properties now. Your properties now. Understood, everyone? Yes or not? Okay, let me fix it. And this, yeah. All the values came to where? Now, actually, guys, I want to create a new view called as display student. And for the display student, I want to pass the model object. Are you clear? I want to write a method called as display student, and I want to pass the model object for the display student now. So let's create a view. Right click, add view. What is the name? Display student. And now this model object is passed here now. Show me the values here. At the rate model MVC UI designing dot models dot. What is your model? Student is your model. Now come here and just write the code for displaying the data. Okay, how you want to display the data? No, they are not case sensitive. Only spellings are important. Not case sensitive, guys. I think I said you already about this. Spellings are only important, not the case. Even the cases are mismatching also to read up the values. Okay now? Well, I think I used a list to display these values. Yes. Yeah. Student details. I used a unordered list. However you want, you show them here. ID, name, class, gender, school, and fees. Model. I said model.name, model.class. Already explained to this code. I showed you table format. Now I shown you list format. It's a list format. That's your choice how you want to show it. So again, you can run add student. All your values came. Understood? Actually, right now we are displaying them, but I said you going forward, not displaying them. I will send this model object directly to a database and save it. Is it clearer or not? I will send the model object directly to a database, and database will save that object now. Understood? Okay, that's our next level. We'll see. First, let us be clear about UI designing. Are you guys clear? What is the drawback with the helper methods? The drawback with helper methods is these control names should match with my property names. If they don't match, the values are not read. I already practically shown you. Yes or not? But when I'm giving the control name, if I misspell the name, I'm not getting any error. Did you catch my point? If I misspell the name, am I getting any error? I'm not getting any error. There is no error coming here now. Okay? But guys, imagine tomorrow you have 30, 40 properties now, creating more number of controls. You must remember every property name correctly and type it here. If you type anything wrong, values won't come now. Intelligence will not work. Intelligence will not work. Why? That is string in the double quotes. Intelligence will never work in. Yes or not? That is why what they done is first HTML helpers are introduced. Now HTML helpers are good and people started using it, but the questions have raised. What is the question? Array, if I'm misspelling these particular names, it is not giving me a comparative error, it is not giving me a runtime error, all this. That's what they done is in later they introduced you strongly typed HTML helpers. Strongly typed HTML helpers. What is strongly typed HTML helpers? Strongly typed HTML helpers are same as HTML helpers here. But the benefit of the strongly typed HTML helpers is you can do model binding directly now. You can do model binding to controls, and that will give you IntelliSense support now. When you're typing the name now, IntelliSense will show you the name now. You can pick the correct one. You can pick the correct one without a confusion now. So when I'm creating now, when I'm just creating this page, remember, every time, what next? I used to go here, check it out, okay, next one is gender, next one is name, this how. I don't remember. So every time I'm coming here, imagine 30, 40 attributes now. Well, you remember the names, huh? Every time you say, come here, check it out and go. Come here, check it out. Without that, if IntelliSense is showing you a list there, I can directly pick up now. What do you say? That is what the strongly typed HTML helpers are. Everything is same like HTML helper here. Everything is same like HTML helper. All of you observe it. In this case, did I do model binding? Come on, answer my question. I did not do model binding for the view C. Okay. If you are using HTML helpers, first thing, you will do model binding. You will do model binding. And how do you create a text box? Okay, let's do model binding first. Help me how to do model binding. @ model. Oh, say MVC UI designing dot models dot student. You do model binding. Now you want to create a text box. How do you create a text box? @ HTML dot. Now the method name is text box per, not text box. It is text box per. Array, how to differentiate that one and this one? They added you a word called per. Okay. Now what is your model? Yes. Lambda expression. Yes. Dot. Check it out. You got the list. Select it. Select the attribute you want. And in this case, if anything is misspelled, compile time error comes. Compile time error comes now. Why? You're referring to an object. You're referring to object. Say that you're typing s.sid. Okay, suppose I typed something wrong. Error C. Compile time error. Red line there. So code is not compiled. Okay. So that is the difference between HTML helpers and strongly typed HTML helpers. The benefit is model binding with IntelliSense and type safety. With IntelliSense support and type safety. That's what the strongly typed HTML helpers are all about. Okay, just a second. Read this paragraph, everyone. First, be clear with the first paragraph. Is everyone clear with the first paragraph? I already practically shown you that. I practically shown you. I typed the address wrong spelling. No error came, but value did not read. Okay. Next. It is suffixed with for now. Label, label for. Text box for. Drop down list for. Are you getting me? So this is the list. Are you there for everything now? We have something called editor for display name, display for also. Yeah, here also we have, we did not use it. I'll tell you. Editor is there, display is there, display name is there. Now editor is editor for, display is display for, display name is display name for. What is the need of these three also I'll tell you, but these are all clear now? Yes or not? So now without using I'm sorry. Yeah, without using HTML helpers, shall we try strongly typed HTML helpers? In the same class, in the same class now, let me add two more methods. Copy, paste. Just the same only, guys, but just to differentiate. Yes, strongly typed. Again, and I'm writing two more, that's all. Again, display student, same only, but the one is not strongly typed. Second one, strongly typed. Okay. Now let's first create a view for add student ST. Right click, add view, add student ST. First thing what you do is just a minute, guys. In the previous one we added, not required now. Just as an example, I shown you. Come on, add student ST first. At the rate using HTML dot begin form. Begin form for no need. Why? We don't do model binding for form. Text boxes we do, not for form. Okay. And I want to use a label now. How to use at the rate HTML dot label for yes lambda expression yes dot yes. So remember, your property name is the caption. Your property name is only caption now. What's your property name? Yes ID. Caption is also yes ID. At the rate HTML dot text box for yes lambda expression yes dot name. And guys, all of you remember this point. What is it? Sir, no need to give in, I'm sorry. No need to give a name for the text box, sir. No need. Why? This is only the text box name now. That is only the text box name. Running C. How to verify, I said? Go to HTML view source and verify there. Okay. View source. Input. Okay. ID. SID. Name. SID. Type. Text. Value. Empty string. And also telling you one thing, see. Type safety. It provides you the type safety, telling you the field SID must be number. Why? SID is integer. SID is integer. And also having one more thing also. What is it? The SID field is required, mandatory field. But still these options will not work. I'll tell you how to make them enabled. Array, validations. Validations has to be done. Okay, I'll tell you how to enable that. But right now you observe the ID and name are taken as the property name. Earlier we have said that name explicitly, but now we have done it by using model binding. Understood? One is type safety, one is IntelliSense support. The IntelliSense support is also available. Come on, can I repeat the same for the remaining also? Next. name. Next, this one I'll write in one line. Just a minute. Okay, observe. Label for drop down list for first parameter, property binding. Second, items. Third, same only. Earlier also given the same thing, but earlier you are given name here, but here you are finding the model name. That's all. Not the attribute name. Next, gender. Gender. Next. Oh, now I added three options here. Okay, next. Is next. Are you clear? But you one difference there. Text area has a 5 parameters there. What is the fifth one? One more parameter called default value. Here we don't have default value option. Did you notice it? 4 only now, not 5. In the previous example, 5, but here 4. What is this one missing? Default value. The default value option is not there. Okay. Next, add two buttons. Two buttons. Yeah, the click of the button, where it goes? Add student entity. Launches. Create a view for this also now. Right click. Add view. What is the name? Display student testing. @model. Dot student. And I want to display them same like our previous example. Then what we place there? Anna. Now, li. What do you want to show? Our name value. Correct now? We're going to use this too. Display for display name for. Display name for will extract the property name. Display for will extract property value. Display name for will extract what? Property name. Display for will extract the property value. What do you want to show? SID value, name value. This is what I want to show. Okay now? Well, just to see what I'm writing. @HTML dot display name for yes lambda expression yes dot sid. What did to bring you the name of it now? I'm putting a colon. Besides this, I want the value now. How to get the value? @HTML dot display for yes lambda expression yes dot sid. What will this extract you? The value. The first one will extract the name and the second one will extract the value. So you understood except editor, remaining all we are using now. A checkbox we did not use. Just like radio button checkbox also can be used. I'll show you. But display and display name are clear. Display for means extracts the value. Display name for extracts the property name. Okay, copy the same. Second one, name, class. Next, gender, face, address. Name, class, gender, is address. So come on, let's start from add student SC. Same, let's fill the value 101, some name, Smith, class, some seventh class, male. Okay, fees, just adding a fees value, 50,000. Address, Secunderabad, save. All the names, all the values. Is that clear, all of you? Okay, so that's what strongly typed helpers are all about. That is what strongly typed helpers are all about. Okay, both are going to be one and the same here. Both are same only. Okay. Did you bind the model object in the view? Yeah, we bound. In both the two views, we bound. In the previous example, in add student, we did not bind. In display student, we bound. But now, in add student also we bound. Display student also we bound. Check it out. First I'm showing you add student. See there, here we don't have model binding. No model binding. Where we done model binding? Display student. In display student, check it out, we done a model binding. See, we are in display student now. We done a model binding, and using model binding, we are getting the values. Now come to add student SC. Here also you have a model binding. In add also we have. Display also we have. Check. Understood? So here, new creation is also model binding now. Sorry, control generation is also model binding now. We are using model binding for control generation also. This provides you what? Type safety and intelligence. Type safety and intelligence. Okay. Basically, I did not show you editor for now. I'll show you editor for also. But what is editor for you now? The beauty of editor for is based on the data type, it will automatically generate a control for you. If the data type is string, it will generate a text box. If the data type is integer, it will generate a number text box. Input type is equals to number. If the data type is Boolean, it will create you a radio button. Did you understand my point or not? Based on the data type of the property, it will generate controls for you. We'll see about it later. But apart from that editor, I have shown you the display for and display name for also now. Is that clear, all of you? We have model binding. That's the point I just wanted to tell you. Yeah. So this is what, and I create the form. Now, yeah, see, which one you should call? This will launch add student STMO to enter details for a student. When we fill the form and click on the save button, it will launch display student st.css table view to display the details which the user has entered in the form. Read the note. Used display name for method, which will get the model property name over there, and display for method will get the model property value over there. Display name for, understand, name for, array name, it is getting the name of the property now. Display for, actually, it would have been good if the name is display value for. Array, just like a display name for, they would have named it as display value for, but unfortunately they named it as a display for. Display for will extract the value. Display name for will extract the name of the property. That's what exactly we're doing. Are you guys clearer? Understood how to create the UIs now? Tell me, UIs are clear now? So now, we learned working with models, we have learned working with views, we learned working with controls. Two things are there. Let us finish it. If we finish that, we will see our next step, saving this data to database. Is that clear? So we are able to fill the values. We are able to get them into models now. Now this model should be sent to database for storing. Okay. Well, we'll do it. A few things are just left out. Let me finish all the leftovers so that we'll focus on the database. Because once I start with database programming itself will take 1 month. Lot of options are there. Lot of things I need to tell you in the database programming based on the real-time environments. So that will take a lot of time for us. So let us finish all these things. So we'll jump into database. Well, the next topic what I'm going to teach you is partial views. What are partial views? You can give, the question is in the place a display name for, can't we give static name? Give it. Array, I said your option is there. I did not say you must use it. We have an option to say display name for. No, sir, I'll type it manually. Type it. No issues. Okay. What is a partial view? Guys, listen. What is a partial view is? This is also a view only. This is also view only. But this is a view that is included into other views. I repeat. What is a partial view? It is a view that is included into other views. What do you mean by that? Just for example, actually, I have 10 views here. In all the 10 views, or otherwise, right now, we have created 4 views in today night. Add student, display student, add student SC. For all the 4 pages here, for all the 4 views, I want a title. I want a title, my company name, the logo of my company. I want to give some title now, some header, more clearly telling, I want to give a header now for all the 4. So you want to give a header for all the 4 means you need to design 4 times now. In every page, you need to design once in every page now. Understood? Without designing for 4 times, 10 times, 20 times, we will create it like a partial view and we will include this view into the main view now. Did you catch my point or not? We create it like a partial view. Simply here in C#, you have a set of code now. The code has to be used for multiple times. What you do without writing the code multiple times, we write it in a method and we call the method in all the places now. This is also the same concept now. Create a partial view and include that view into your other views. Now, all the 4 views now, I want a header now. Without the designing 4 times, what should I do now? Create a partial view now. Create a partial view. Once you create partial view, you can include that into all the 4 pages so that tomorrow, if the client is asking any changes, also no need to make changes in multiple places now. Where you will make a change, one place. Update the partial view that reflects all the other views now. The reusable component, that's all. Just what it brings you, reusability. That's it. Understood? How to create a partial view? Creating a partial view is same as creating a normal view. Extension is also CSHTML only. Extension is also CSHTML only. But the partial views are generally shared. Partial views are shared. Did you understand my point? What the meaning? Partial views are shared. Means we use them in multiple places now. We use them in multiple places. They are not associated with any particular controller or any particular action method. They're independent of themselves and they can be used in different views now. Did you catch my point or not? That is why partial views should be always created under shared folder. They should be created under the shared folder. Remember, guys, these are the three different controllers what we added continuously from the 3 days. First day, EMP. Second day, account. Today, student. Now, I want to create a partial view that can be used in all these places now. So, where should I place it? Account, EMP, student. That's a confusion now. So, better way to create. So, add a folder, right click, and new folder, give the name as shared. Now create a view in this now. Okay. And one more important thing here. First important point is put all the partial views in the shared folder. Second, differentiate between a normal view and a partial view. Are a normal views also can be in the shared folder now? I showed you already. Then how do I differentiate this a normal view, this a partial view? To differentiate between a normal view and a partial view, it is advised to prefix underscore before the name of partial views. It is advised to prefix underscore before the name of a partial view. Okay, so guys, let me right click here, add a view, and give a name for the view. Any name you like. Let me check what name I used in my code. I given the name as header, guys. I given the name as header. So what shall I use? Underscore header. So tomorrow when you look into the folder, you can easily understand what is it. That's not a normal view. This is a partial view. Are you getting me? Underscore header. Second thing, when you're adding a view, come below and select this checkbox. We did not talk about these checkboxes now. Come on, select this checkbox. Create as a partial view. What will happen, sir? What will happen is check what happens. Did you notice? The view came, guys. Otherwise, every day you're getting a view with HTML code. Now you are not getting the HTML code. Why, sir? Because you are going to include this view into another view now. Where you want to include? I want to include this header view into display student HC. Just for example, I'm telling you, not only display student, I want to include into all these four now. Are you getting me? Now here you have HTML code. Suppose you have HTML code, head, body, all these things. Now when I include this into here also have head and body now. Are 2 times head and body will come now. That is why this doesn't require that now. Already there is a head tag, body tag, all the present here now. Then why do you require all this nonsense again here? You can directly take it, include this into that place. So when I select the checkbox, add as a partial view, it will be coming here empty. So can I do model binding? Yeah, model binding can be done here also. I'll show you that example also. First, let us start with a simple one. What I want to do, I want to create a header for all my pages. I want to create a header for all my pages. And to do that, I want to write some styling code and all. So first thing I'm doing is I'm using a div tag and writing some style for it. Guys, what did I do? Div, style, color, dark salmon, extra line, center, height 150 pixels, background color, azure. Next, border style, dotted, border color, slate blue, border width, thick, box shadow. It is going to give you a box-like effect. You will see the output once you get it. This is all HTML, and I am not here to teach you HTML. You learned all the HTML and all these particular stylings in your HTML classes. And this is my div tag. And inside of it, what I want to do is I want to use an image. I want to use an image here. My company name image will come there. Okay, well, guys, I have used any image you have on your machine, but better you are going to create a header. Make sure your image is horizontal. Okay, now not like a box or something. Horizontal images, guys. I have an image. I want to use this image. Yeah, this horizontal now. Okay, so once I put it on the top, it will be exactly sitting over there. This is the image I want now. Okay, now. And now I want to use this image in my code. If you want to use this image in the code, first what we'll do is add a folder in your project, name it as images, and copy the image here now. How? Right click, add. New items now. Now it's existing item, not a new item. Existing item, select it. Where is it? E drive, images, and the name of the image is, if you don't see all files, select all files out from there. That's all. Okay. Header.png. That's my image. Okay. And I want to put that image in the div. Under the div, I want to put my image now. Well, guys, to put this image under the div, I am see some idea I'm giving. Alternate text. You know that SRC. Check it out. Root folder, images, header.png. Width. 96% of the width. I'm leaving some space on the right and left now. And height also 80% I'm giving. Means in the available div, this image will sit now. Okay now? And guys, what I want to do is 80% only space I reserved in the height now. 20% is still left out. In the remaining 20%, I want to use marquee tag. Marquee scrolling text. I want to use a marquee tag there. Yeah, marquee style I'm using, font size, color, crimson, and then behavior alternate. The behavior I'm giving is alternate now. Okay, and here I'm going to show a set of values. Just the scrolling. Behavior alternate means left, right, Otherwise, it is scroll behavior. Always it will be scrolling round. But now alternate behavior is what I'm just using. Yeah, guys, this is my header. This is my partial view. What do you want to do? I want to use this in the different views now. How to use it? You can use this in 3 different ways. You can use it in 3 different ways. There are 3 different options available for using this in your applications. So what are the 3 different options, sir? Option number 1. Now look, option 1. Let me go to add student. And I want to get this on the top of all now. Okay, watch. On the top of the form, I want to get this now. At the rate HTML dot partial. Sorry. Render partial. What is the method? Render partial. And give the name of your partial view now. Underscore header. So I should write. Single line statement. It is a single line statement. HTML dot render partial underscore header. Run and see that. That's only one line of code I added there. That's all. And all the HTML code you have written there now will come and sit here now. That's all. All the HTML code will come and sit here. Are you clear? So this is what I designed. I just given some space left it to the bottom. I just given a marquee, some shades, boxing sector. You see like shaded that's coming for you, shaded box. Okay, something. I just done some styling for this, and I decide you the header now. Okay, now, and to do that, what is the method I call? HTML dot render partial. So what this method basically does? Actually, this method, when you call this method, it will copy the code from your partial view and paste it into your ad student. That's all. Nothing happened here. If you just watch, right click and say view page source, check it out. All that code was copied here. See, guys, on the top of this, it has included you the code. That's all. Every time rendering, just one thing. Every time you call, you put the code there, sends it. So without writing this 10 times now, you write it only for one time, and then you take the responsibility of including. Tomorrow, the client said that he was not okay with the color. He's not okay with the font size. I'll change it here. Whatever you want, I'll change it now. Is it clearer or not? Whatever you want, I can change the appropriate value in my code now. Hope you guys are clear, all of you? Yes or not? It's a very simple process. How you are just going to create, how you are going to create a partial view and include it. And to include it, what will they show? I wanted same partial in two partial views, same code in two partial views. Then why you create two partial views? And your question itself is funny, guys. If we want the same code in two partial views, why partial view means reusability. Again, you're telling two partial views, I want same code. You're not using reusability now. Partial view itself is telling you about reusability now. Then why you write two same code in two partial views now? That is foolish. Fine. Shall we include this into another one now? Shall we include this into display student also? Yeah. Look, guys, how to include this? You can use the same code what is shown here. What is it? Render partial. Apart from render partial, we have another way to write the code called @HTML.partial. The name. What is the name? Underscore header. @HTML.partial. That is one method, this is another method. What is the difference? I tell you, I'll show you the difference. But that's a separate method. This is a separate method. Okay. Run and see. First, run add student. Yeah, let me fill the values. Let's save. You got it here also now. So here also we got it. Okay. Now here also if you go to view page source, now also same thing happened. Now also same thing only happened. It copied and pasted the whole code here also. Understood? Now you'll be asking doubt here. What is the doubt? Sir, what is the difference between calling render partial and calling partial? Render partial is actually a void method. It's a void method. See there. Again, this also HTML helper class only here. This also HTML helper class only. See, return type void. But when you come to partial, partial is a value returning method. It returns a value of type MVC HTML string. Okay. So what is the need of it? Actually, there's a good and bad here. What is that? Tomorrow, you are using the same partial view in all the places here. You are using the same partial view in all the places. But client has asked you in the display student, otherwise in the add student SC, client has asked you to change the background color. Did you catch my point or not? Background color, not for all pages, he said. You did not say for all pages. What he said only for one page. Which page? Add student SC page he was telling. Can you change the background color of the header here? He was asking you change the background color. There's no reason, he asked you now. So generally what I should do, I should create another partial view again now. Yes or not? Why? If I modify that partial view, it will affect all pages. But if we want this affected only in all pages of one page, Means we should create a separate parcel view there now. Without that date, what we can do is we can take the help of this method and do the effect what you are asking for. How, sir? Watch it. What you want? You want to change and add student ST, correct now? Observe it, guys, what I'm doing. HTML string str is equals to HTML dot, what is the method? Render. Sorry, dot partial. Pass it. Underscore header. What are you doing? It's a value returning method now. Your value is present in this str now. Yes or not? Array, manipulate it now. You can just do the required manipulation. What do you want now? Okay. How to manipulate? I want to change the color azure to something else. I want to change the color. The color is used here. What is the color? Azure is the color. I want to change this azure color to something else. Some different color I want to change. Okay. Well, what I can do? Str dot. I want to use a replace method. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have any extra methods in this class. Watch it. Replace all this, but generally string contains all these methods now. Replace, index of, array, a lot of methods we use in string class, but I don't have here. Okay, so no worries. What you'll do is, just a second. What is the return type of this method? Array, HTML string. Sorry, not HTML, guys. MVC HTML string. What is it? MVC HTML string. But unfortunately, MVC HTML string doesn't have any methods to manipulate now. Are you clear? Okay, no worries. Do one thing. Dot post it. So we're calling dot posting. So now, can I read it like this? String str is equals to. Are you guys clearer or not? Now, str dot replace comes now. What do you want to replace? I want to replace the color azure now. What is the value? Azure is the value. I want to replace with a different color. Like I just want to use a cyan as a color. I want to use cyan as a color for this now. I'm replacing this now. Okay. After doing this, what is it? You cannot print this on the monitor, guys. You cannot. Why? What can be sent as an output? The MVC HTML string only can be sent, but it's not an MVC HTML string. What is it? We converted this into string now. So what you do now, you know? MVC HTML string, okay? New string, new str is equals to new str is equals to new MVC HTML string and pass the str. Now at the rate new str. I'm printing it now. I'm printing the value. See now, what did you do in the first line? Just a minute. I just changed the names, that's all. First, you're picking the whole string now. The actual return type is MVC HTML string. So I called what? Converted to string. Why I converted? Because in MVC HTML string, if there is no method called replace, the replace method is there, I don't require to do this now. Because that is not there. First, what did I do? I converted into string. I done my manipulation. Again, converted into HTML string. And most of you in your Windows programming, see if you want to manipulate the value of a text box, first you pick the value, convert into integer, again you manipulate, convert into string and assign back to the text box now. Now also done the same thing only. Text box contains all values of strings now. But you entered the integer, but that will written as string. So what you do? You'll first convert it to integer. Manipulation. Again convert to string and assign to the text box. Now I done the same thing only. The return value is MVC HTML string. So first I converted to string, then manipulated, then converted back into MVC HTML. And now I'm writing at the rate new HTML. And guys, observe it. Now the add student ST should show you the background color as cyan, not azure. Background we're not able to see here. Okay, we'll modify some other value. Just a minute. No. Okay. What did I print here? New string only, na? Sorry. After converting, we did not capture the value. That is the mistake. I'm sorry. Modified C. I did not create a new view now. The same partial view only, I customized it according to my client's requirement. Otherwise, if I don't have this option, what is the problem? I should create one more partial view now. Are you clearer? So, did you understand the benefit of it? You can say it's an advantage and disadvantage also. Disadvantage, what is the disadvantage? Someone can modify it. Advantage, same. Someone can modify. That is only advantage, that is only disadvantage also now. Did you get my point? Okay, there's a chance to manipulate the things here. That is the difference between the two methods. What is it? Render partial. Clearer. Third option how to include it. The third option to include is, now I will here also one now. I can use render partial. I can use partial. Both these two options we can try now. Okay. Third option is render action. Guys, listen. I designed one partial view, guys. I designed my partial view. I want to see how it looks. If you want to see how it looks, you must include into another view and run. Yes or not? Why, sir? We cannot run a CSHTML page at a time at all. Yeah, we never ran a CSHTML page. What we call action method. Action method will launch you the CSHTML. Did you anytime call a CSHTML page? You can never call a CSHTML page at all now. Did you get my point or not? So now I design one CSHTML page. I want to see how it looks. Before I include into other pages, show me how it looks now. I must be satisfied with that. You clear? If that is the case, go to your controller and write the action method public. That is the third result, partial view result. Are you clear? Name it as header. Return view. Return partial view. Return the partial view. What is the name? Underscore header. Actually, names are not same here. Here it is header and here it is. If both are header, no need to write here. One is header and one is underscore header. Now see, you can run the partial view also individually now. No need to open a view and test it out. I want to test only how my page runs now. I can run it directly. Why? I defined an action method for it. What is the action method name? Header. What is the action method name? Header is action method name. /student/header. You're running only partial view. Did you guys understand my point or not? See, there's something here. First, you want to test it? No. So for testing, this option is enabled. What option? Write a method, an action method that returns a partial view result. With this is the third result we are using now. Sorry, total 4. Action result. On the top, we have all the action result is there. Second, view result. Redirect to route result. Partial. I said I'll show you every result. We have 10 or 12 results now. All we'll see. One by one, we'll check it out, everything. Here, what we use this? Partial view result. Now we have a method now. What's the method name? Now see, let me come to display student SV. I want to include the view here. If you want to include the view here, one way you can include is HTML dot render partial. You remember this one? Same way, you can call the action method also. You can call the action method also. What is action method mean? Header. HTML dot render action. Action method is called and the view comes and sits here. This is the other option. Here also void no manipulations allowed. 1 and 3, no manipulations allowed because both these two methods are valid. Manipulations are allowed only in the second. Which one? Partial. Their manipulations are allowed. So now, come on, let's start with add student SC. Here we have the modified background color now. Yeah. Fill the values. Here also we got it. But here we did not get the modified now. Why? I did not change it here. I changed only for add student SC, not for display student SC. For add student SC only it was modified. Are you guys clear about a partial view? Yes or not? Simply speaking, it is a reusable view. It is a reusable view. So because we are including this into other views, you should not again have a head tag and a body tag. If you have head tag and body tag, what happens, See, the whole content of the partial view will come here now. Okay, now? Already this page has a head, this page has a body, correct? If your partial view also has head and body, again here what will come, HTML and by head, body, by body, all the things will come. But 2 heads and 2 bodies now. That is why partial view should not have any HTML any head and body tags. What we should present is only HTML code should be present. Yeah, guys, partial views. Read this. I said about that in detail for you. Store in shared folder, prefix underscore. In the views folder, okay? Images. Copy an image into folder and rename the images. Any image you like here, just otherwise go home and find out something, some horizontal image, take it because we are putting as a header. Okay, now some image, download it, rename it as header, whatever it is. Next. Add your name it as and check the create as partial view. Earlier, what I said here, uncheck all the check boxes. Yes or not? Now I'm telling you, select create as a partial view checkbox, which will disable all the other checkboxes on the window. And the click of the add button, this will create a blank HTML file. Write the below code in it. Yeah, I've written this code now. Just I shown you the code. This is the code I've written. The next part is how to consume this code now. How to consume it. Read it. All the 3 of HTML upper class only. First one, HTML dot partial, return type. MVC HTML string. Second one, HTML dot render partial, return type, void. Third one, render action. Remember, when you're calling, that should be very clear. When you're calling the partial, no need any curly braces. Why? It's a print statement. The returns and prints off. How do you write print statement? At the rate and variable. That's all now. This also you can directly call, but this is not a print statement. This is a method call. The method call should be in the curly braces like a single line statement. Watch 2 and 3 syntax. Single line statements. You should open the curly braces and put the code in this particular style. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. Next. There is a chance to manipulate. There is a chance to manipulate the content of the partial view in the future within our view pages. Yeah, we've done it practically. Second option. You can use it as it is. That's all. You cannot do any changes. You cannot make any changes. Third one. You understand? You're not calling the partial view, guys. You're calling the action method. Action method is written in the partial view. One and two, you're directly calling the partial view. Second one, you're calling the action method, and action method is calling the partial view. So, but you need the extra action method to be defined here. Are you clear? So, no manipulations, nothing, always the preferred option is render partial. The preferred option is always render partial. Changes required, partial. You want to test your partial view, then render action. Then go for writing a action method and use that in your code now. Understood? Okay, just try this here. Next example, I'll show you with model binding. I'll show you with model binding. We can do model binding for partial views also. Just like you're doing model binding for views, we'll see model binding for partial views also. Okay, let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you.